All right, I think we are coming out of ad right about now. Yes, Dayman, good job today. Dayman is usually a restreamer, but on occasion he can be a host and he can be a runner. A man of many talents. A renaissance man, they would call him. Well done, Dayman. Oh man, and with that, we are coming up to the last bit here. One last run.
Indeed we are. It always makes me sad.
Yeah, but you know, we've done a lot this weekend, and I'm glad that we're gonna start wrapping it up here. But one last bit that I want to say, or want to remind everybody about, is that two things. We're about to get started with it, so if you would like, I guess what I'm trying to say is Resident Evil 2 is up next, and you can choose which category we're playing. It's either Leon A or Claire A, and currently Claire A is in the lead. It is winning by looks like $28 if my quick math's $26. There we go. Quick math is correct.
No one can do that math in their head.
That's right. So, you know, that's on the table if you'd like to change that. But otherwise, we're probably going to do Claire. If you'd rather, you can put your money towards the next Speed Docs video that we do. And right now, Galaxy is in the lead. You know, I think the Galaxy crew came in and dropped it a little bit. They pushed it up to 235. But Chameleon Twist is not far behind at 227. So somebody wake up Quill.
Thug is also not out of it. I gotta say.
That's right. Yeah, it rallied. It's up to 156. So that's only, what is that? 50 plus 30.
That math in their head.
$80 or something. You know, it's really not that bad. You know,
yeah.
You get a couple people to put $20 in, and you got it. You know. So
absolutely. So we have one last thing. Okay.
That's right. We did tease it.
And we teased it. It's time for you all to know, to be brought in on the joke, brought in on the secret. Jake came to us with this idea a couple weeks ago. And said, I'd like there to be a secret incentive. Funyuns, I am going to answer that really quick. So, he came to us a few weeks ago and said, I'd like to offer a secret incentive. And I think it's Claire is the right one, right?
Correct.
So, if Claire wins, the secret incentive is at $3,500, we will do True Ending.
That's right.
Which is Claire A and Leon B, effectively extending the event. So, if we get to $3,500 and Claire A wins, that will be what we do. Jake will be doing True Ending, which is Claire A and Leon B, which is technically, I think, 2 categories, but True Ending together is one run that we're going to do. And that is the true canonical ending of the game. So, that happens at $3,500. We're at $3,260. It's not impossible. It's also a milestone, for a fact. It is not an incentive, it is a milestone.
That is correct.
Because I have to go to bed at some point, and I can't be that stressed before I go to bed. You know, y'all hit some buzzer beaters this time.
Yep.
You know,
the Void one was actually insane because it was like, we need it, gamer. We need it. I'm refreshing. We got something. That's it. Go, go, go.
Tiltify crashed for me at that moment.
Yep.
Because, not to peek behind the curtain, I had it open. And I was like, I'm trying. We got a $25 donation from Funyuns that says, if Claire wins, in quotes. So I think that puts Claire firmly in the lead.
Yes, it does.
And we are at, that puts us at $215 away. So, you know, if you want it, if y'all want to see it, if you aren't ready, you called out for tomorrow. Oh, Funyuns is fucking ready.
That's right.
Somebody wake Patrick up. Where Patrick at?
Someone at Ice Age. But yeah, so those are the big ones. If Claire wins, we will do Leon B afterwards. So if y'all would like this marathon to keep on chugging, how much time do you have? Well, you would have until the end of the run, because it would be a run immediately afterwards.
So you have like an hour-ish. A little less than an hour.
Yeah. I don't know what his estimate is. I think it's 1 hour. So
oh, Quo's about to fucking so Quo, I'm just letting you know. There is a backup plan. So you can't make this stop by voting for Leon A. But Leon A is behind by $51.
This is true.
That's like 100 Canadian dollars. I don't know how much that is in liters, but let you sleep. You can go to bed. We're okay. Clocky's got it, dude. It's fine. Quo has to work though. Surely I have to work.
Yeah, me too.
Quiet, you. Guys, you don't understand. Quo has a job. He's responsible.
Please respect Quo in this time and don't donate.
Clock is like Midas, except with tech issues. I think he somehow whatever he touches breaks.
Oh man. Yeah, won't someone think of the Quo?
Where's Potato? Potato, go at Ice Age. Summon Ice Age. We need him in his poor decision tree.
Oh god, oh heck, oh man. First they're gonna eat her, then they're gonna eat me. Oh my god. Alright, should we keep the people waiting?
No, we shouldn't. We should get this show on the road.
We are, in fact, behind schedule, so let's not dawdle too much longer. Let's see if we can't get this show rolling. All right, and we're here with the final run of the marathon. It is Resident Evil 2 with jakefsomenumbers. Hello, my friend. How are you?
What's going on, CC? I'm glad to be back closing out yet another marathon.
Hell yeah. Also, in the interim, during the commercial, I think we got a donation.
Oh boy.
I see a $100 donation from Funyuns that says Quo can suck it.
I'm melting.
And Chameleon Twist is way in the lead now. Let's go.
I'm melting.
I'm melting.
What did I miss? Whoa. Okay, I think someone died.
CJ, it's a goat. There we go.
Oh
All
my
right.
God.
Thank you so much, Funyuns. Keeping the dream alive. If y'all want this marathon to keep on going, if we hit $3,500, we will see True Ending.
Now, for those of you who don't know what True Ending is essentially doing one character's A scenario and then running it back immediately after with the other character's B scenario. B scenarios are a little bit harder. You have different enemy placements and harder starting difficulty, kind of things like that.
Yeah. How much time does it add?
It would essentially be a whole nother run, so it would be another hour real time, maybe a little less.
Well, you heard it here, folks.
You heard it here. All right. Well, if you want to go ahead and get started, Claire is in the lead.
All right. So
you have it.
I'm going to give CC the option to choose Claire's costume, and I will give CJ the option to choose Leon's costume for the run.
Ooh.
So you have these options to choose from, good sir CC.
Go ahead and scroll through them because I don't know all of them by name. I do like the jacket one though.
Clearly, the optimal choice is 98, but yeah. So
Keep
these are.
Oh, let's go with 98. You're right. I agree. I agree.
Oh, Jesus.
I agree.
All right, so CJ, you have these options to work with for Leon.
Okay, hang on.
Yep, I'm just slowly scrolling through them.
I think I'm gonna go with Sheriff.
Sheriff? Okay. I had a feeling that CJ might pick this one.
I like I like Rick Grimes, you know.
Funnily enough, so I did recently run this game at Voidathon on Friday, and Leon A won there. So I get to show the other A scenario off here, and Void also picked the Sheriff outfit.
Yeah, great minds think alike.
All right, so I will get to the point where the time will start. It's after the second cutscene is skipped, but first, the actual photo scanned cheeseburger that they used. You know, this is actually a photo scanned cheeseburger, and just yum. All right, enough of that. All right, so we will start in 3, 2, 1, go. All right, so this is Resident Evil 2 Remake. Came out in 2019. It is a fantastic remake of the game. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. And we are starting off here at the gas station. There's a few things that I should probably get out of the way immediately. The first one is something called difficulty adjustment. Ever since Resident Evil 4, Resident Evil games have employed something called dynamic difficulty. So if I play better, the game gets harder. If I play worse, the game gets easier. So I actually have to do some level of managing that throughout the run. And I will be doing some things throughout the run called quick turning, stair skating. You'll see your first couple instances of quick turning right here, which is essentially letting go of forward, aiming down my sights, and then tapping the other direction. So I get to do just a quick little 90-degree turn. Stair skating is rhythmically tapping the aim button up and down stairs to kind of skip some animations. And the reason why this run is much more suffering than Leon is, well, I mean, you're going to see me do something really strange. I'm going to come say hi to this fellow over here, and he's going to give me the business for a second.
Oh, my.
All right, so the thing about Claire is that she runs faster in caution. So we take a couple bites from that guy in order to put us into caution the fastest way possible. It also gives us a little bit of a health buffer, actually. So we have one more bite that we can take before getting put into danger. All right, so now we're just heading our way to the RPD. I did forget to shoot one bullet off, so I will have to correct for that here in a second. So I will just do that now. And now we have entered the RPD. So we're kind of stuck in a linear path at the very start of the game. We have to go this way. We can't do anything else. Pretty much a box that is covered in duct tape that is that has a lever in it that lets us continue on is barring our path through the rest of the RPD. So we head this way looking for a man named Elliot. And he's gonna tell us where to go. Oh, this looks interesting.
I'm gonna tell you what, she did not skip leg day. Those polygons are cut.
Yeah, so I'm gonna pause the game here for a second. This zombie at this door is actually the only instance of an RTA event in the entire game for some reason. So by pausing the game right there, since RE is timed off IGT, you actually save a couple seconds there. All right, so that's the scariest early game part out of the way, which is sidling past those two zombies. Whew. So now we meet up with Marvin. He gives us a knife so we can continue onwards. Remember that knife. That knife will be important. All right, so now we're going to be heading to the west side of the RPD. And something interesting, the reason why Claire's animation and caution is faster is this little stagger forward animation that just happened. So every time I stagger forward, it's actually saving me a little bit of time. It ends up saving 3 minutes throughout the entirety of the run. And so you don't have to do it if you're getting into this game. I will say this game is also pretty inclusive. You're actually allowed to pause your game mid-run for a maximum of 2 minutes per pause. Since the game uses an auto splitter, it auto pauses the timer. So you can like use the restroom or grab a drink just as long as you're within 2 minutes. Also, comedy, cop getting donuts even past death. So this is the hardest movement in the whole run, I would assume. It's combining stair skating, quick turning, and then shooting a zombie in the head as we climb the staircase. So we can snap right on past him. There shouldn't be too many more instances of super difficult movement like that throughout the rest of the game. So we picked up the spade key. Per traditional RE fashion, there's a bunch of weird keys and objects that we have to use in order to get through this place. So we'll be collecting a couple keys, but the next thing we'll be grabbing is some medallions. All right, so good old Eleanor over there is just kind of chilling out of the way, which is good. She can be in our way. And now we're heading to the east side. So first puzzle coming up right here. This one, these puzzles are always static, but there's where the dial is always random. So that one is Lion Branch Bird for the Lion Medallion. God, this costume is something, isn't it? So we're gonna do a little aim trick here to not get bumped backwards by the helicopter crashing, and then hang left. This is where we meet Leon back at the station. This is where the B scenario actually starts for the other character. So doing a little menuing there, putting a gun in a specific space so it's out of the way, and then getting rid of the key that we no longer need from the gas station. There are no cursed medallions. All right, so that cop from earlier, he can be right here. Thankfully, he's not. So the other thing with Claire is her ammo route is a lot more strict than Leon's because she has a 5-shot revolver. So oftentimes you are actually ending up with having to carry ammo in your inventory instead of Leon, who has a 12-shot handgun. So you don't always have to have ammo in your inventory. Right, right, so now we're heading back to the west side. We're heading to the STARS office currently, but now, since we have gone through some events, there are zombies in this hall now that we have to get through. And you saw it before, but I'm taking a path against this wall because there's a zombie hanging up on the ceiling, and if you walk too close to him, he actually falls onto you. All right, so it's random whether or not that zombie's in your way, so I had to waste a bullet on him. Now we're heading over this way. We're going to use the bolt cutters once more, and we will get out of here with this. Get those bolt cutters out of here, and we'll pick up this electronic gadget that's totally not a bomb. And I've said it on my stream. I've said it in a different marathon. Discarding items in this game is the hardest thing in the game for whatever reason. All right, so we're just going to run on this way. And we are going to head over to the STARS office where we will be meeting our first instance of a liquor. Now,
Oh my.
I don't know about you guys, but when I played this, the original game, hello friend, these things terrified me. But in this game, you know, they're just a little bit camera shy. Ow, hey, don't lick me.
Oh my Jesus Christ. Does everyone know that I'm just a big chicken? Because why did I pick this? Why did I accept this? I'm horrified. I'm like, do people understand that I'm like over here like pissing my pants? 'Cause, like everything's scary. You're like, oh, it's not that bad. I'm like, oh my God, this is horrible.
So the funny thing is that this game becomes way less scarier when you know what's coming, but even still, this game does throw me curveballs. I did not finish this game casually until I started speedrunning it because I was way too scared of this game. So I feel you, CJ. I feel you. So, cool guys don't look at explosions, but cool girls look at explosions. All right.
Hell yeah.
Puzzle. I can remember puzzles. There we go. All right, so another way. So another liquor's going to pop out of the ceiling here, but we're just not going to look at him. We can't see him. He can't see us. All right. We're out of here. So these zombies are random. They gave us good luck, so we can get by without them biting us. And now we're going to head down into the secret underground area. So we've been collecting these medallions that we're going to put into the wall here, or yeah, into this little whatever this thing is, a statue, and it's going to unlock a secret area. So I have
Marvin.
That was Marvin, in fact.
And I can feel it now, baby.
So we have two knives in our inventory, one from Marvin and then one that we picked up in the library. Well, you'll see here in a second why those are important, even though CC already has a little bit of spoilerinos on why that is. So
I hate it.
So the first boss fight is coming up here. CJ, jump scare warning.
The problem with the warning is I'm on a delay, so I'm like...
So we're just going to knife this guy. We're just going to give him the business.
Jesus Christ! They sold this! This is a game!
They sure did.
What is that, melanoma?
It's a little worse than melanoma.
It's a little bit. So that is good old William Birkin there, otherwise known as G. He is the reason that this whole thing is taking place. So he created the T virus. He created the G virus, which is what he is now, and the G virus essentially turned him into that. This is his daughter, by the way. This is Sherry Birkin. She actually has pretty big story implications for the greater lore of Resident Evil.
Yo, shout outs to Sherry.
Yep, she has an interesting section later on because in Resident Evil, typically there will be small sections where you play as a different character, but she won't be with us too much longer. We're gonna head up here. We're gonna attempt to use this thing right here to get out of here. It's locked, and then an evil, dastardly man takes her from us. So I'm glad that Claire got picked because this is one of my favorite strats in the game. So the kennels down here are full of liquors, and it's gonna look way scarier than it is unless I fuck it up. So we just kind of run past these ones. This guy might give us a little boost, which he did. But it's exiting that is the fun strats. So we're coming over here because we have to get this key that this guy has in this little morgue area for some reason. And jump scare. Okay. So I'm going to shoot this door as I run back through to manipulate these liquors to attack the door. But wait, there's one more that we have to deal with that wasn't here before. So we're going to aim this way to manipulate him to jump at us and then just run on by. And it is one of my favorite strats in the whole run. He tries to say hello again, but... the sounds that CJ is making are sending me.
CJ's not going to be able to sleep tonight.
This is so... did you guys ever watch Kim Possible?
Yes.
The kid that swam in the contaminated lake, Gil, who then became like a sea creature. That's what the people on the floor look like. They're all like gross. It's like,
I totally thought you were going to go for the Rufus. That was his name?
yeah, the naked mole rat. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought you were totally going to go for that one. So I can absolutely see how some of these liquors look like.
They're called lookers.
Liquors.
Oh.
Like lick.
Oh no.
You think it was like alcohol, like spirits?
Yeah, I'm like, oh, there's a bunch of liquor in the kennel? Is a nipper in the dunny? What? There's an Aussie here. No, please don't submit Resident Evil. And by the way, because Quo fired a shot earlier, I just don't watch Jake's runs because I'm going to accept them.
Fair.
Why am I going to spend valuable time when I already know my answer?
This
you know
is
whose
fair.
runs I did watch?
Quo's.
Yeah, exactly. He didn't submit video either.
Of course he didn't. Why would he? All right, so we're picking up another knife and an electronic part, and then we're going to grab this large gear sitting over here. And now we're going to head to the area where the helicopter crashed, because we actually need to quench the flame in that area in order to continue. And for those of you who have played the original, you would know that there's a certain character who only appears in the B-sides. But something that they did in the remake to subvert expectations was to put him in both A and B scenarios. All right, so we're going to hit this to quench the flames, and we're going to walk through here, and we're going to be introduced to a good old man named Mr. X. Hi, sir. So we're just going to aim at him, and he's going to punch at us, and then we're going to run by. So through the rest of our excursion in RPD2, he is going to be chasing us. So we have to kind of keep an ear out for him and do some things to kind of manipulate him. Because he
What is that guy, a rock?
So that is something known as a tyrant. It is a...
Looks like the Thing.
You're not too far off, but he is a subspecies of mutation from good old Umbrella. So we're gonna have another liquor through this door. We're just gonna stare at him for a second and then continue on our merry way. And now we're gonna do a little bit of inventory management here. Oop, no, I need to get rid of that key, thank you. Like I said, discarding items, hardest thing in the game. Okay, Mr. X isn't at the store, which is good. He can come from, if Mr. X spawns himself in the West office, he can actually beat you to that door and give you the absolute business. So we're going to shoot the floor there to manipulate these zombies, because there's a zombie that can be in my way to move this bookshelf. And if I don't shoot the ground there is a small chance that they will bite me, which at this point, since I got licked by a licker earlier, will put me into danger. All right, so hopefully I'm going to bait this guy out. All right, sick. Using some good old OOT box style movement. All right, so I have 1 bullet. I do kind of want to save this bullet. Mr. X is below me. All right. So now we're coming up here because we're trying to get 2 electronic parts so that we can get the key card, because it's locked behind an electronic lock. So I have 1 from earlier, and now I am coming up here doing this weird clock tower puzzle system to get the second one. So we're going to grab this gear here and replace it with the large gear. RE squared. All right, so now we're going to put the small gear here, which will activate the clock tower.
That worked.
And we can grab the second part. So hopefully the zombie that was outside this door is out of the way. I'm going to do some pause buffering to confirm, which he is. And I'm going to safety shoot this guy, actually. All right, so I didn't find out till recently, so I'm glad I hear Mr. X off to my left, because I didn't know until recently that Mr. X can actually spawn on the opposite end of this room, which is not good. Also, that zombie's a potato.
I'm a potato. I'm chiming in with idioms now.
That is A-okay, CJ. I love you no matter what.
Oh, I don't know how much more my heart can take.
All right, so now we're going to do this here electronic puzzle. A lot of you probably know puzzles of this variety. I know the solution, so it'll be done rather quickly. All right, so now, oh God, the dead eyes of the 98 costume. All right, so now we're going to do the Sherry section. If we have any donations, we can go ahead and rifle a couple of them off, because this section is pretty simple.
Sure, we have a $15 donation from Anonymous that just says Borger. We are $100 away. We got like 40 minutes to go, so get those in.
Oops.
We're close.
Yeah, you guys want to see it. All right. So there's not too much tech to the Sherry segment. We're essentially just trying to get out of the orphanage that good old Chief Irons has locked us in. So the lore behind Chief Irons, he has taken bribes from the Umbrella Corporation to kind of keep the location. Sherry, would you care to climb the bookshelf? Okay, cool. That's just a weird thing. I have lost runs to climbing this bookcase before because Sherry just refuses to sometimes. So he's taken bribes mainly to cover up the existence of the Umbrella facility and to cover up the fact that he kind of kidnaps people, kills them, and then stuffs them.
That must be the door out of here.
What was that last part?
And then stuffs them. Also, that is the crocodile from Leon's campaign.
Mm.
Little Easter egg that you may get to see later.
Oh no.
He stuffs them?
He sure does. So this is his most recent victim. And Sherry kind of gives him the business by slamming a glass of acid in his face.
You are gonna be so
Get him.
fucking sorry.
Go away!
So we're running away from him now. Fun fact, wiggling up the stairs is actually slightly faster, which I learned like 2 days ago. All right, so we've got to kind of hide from Irons here, and I'm just going to stance on him. Go Sherry. Go Sherry. But,
Sherry, Sherry, baby. Okay, sorry.
Oh, you're good. You're good. So the good thing about Chief Irons is that the combination of getting hit with some acid and his eyesight, he's not very good at seeing us. Now, there is a strat that you can do that is, I don't know how precise it is, but you could not have to crouch at all. But it's good old 5 minutes lost if you screw that up. So I'm just gonna do what I normally do and just ring around the rosy. But once he walks back the other direction, we'll get to see just how bad his eyesight is. Oh God, indeed, Sherry. So he's gonna walk on past, and we're gonna run this way. So normally you hide under that table, but now we're just gonna stand right around here. Hey, Irons. What's up? Hey, I'm right here. Sir. Can you not see me? Sir. I'm right here. Interesting. We seem to have moved into a different realm of existence to where he can't see us.
What's really funny is I've seen so many people like casually play through this, and this is like a super scary part, and you're just standing here in the light.
It is very. He's gonna run right past us. What's up? All right, so now we're gonna steal his key, and we're gonna get the hell out of here. We gotta get the fuck out of here. All right.
Remember, everyone, this is to we're raising money to save the children like Sherry. Please donate money to help kids like Sherry. We need help right now.
Listen, human taxidermy, not a real thing, but human trafficking is. And that guy's got a bunch of baby stuff, not because he's into some weird thing. So, you know, if you want to help girls like Sherry avoid people like this guy, his name I remember.
Chief Irons, but of course.
Chief Irons, yeah, you know.
Yeah, that guy. Interesting.
Yeah, I think he's living proof that ACAB.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
If you know, you know. If you don't look it up.
Yeah. All right, so I am going to grab this herb for safety because I am coming up to a point where I am dealing with the most random enemy in the game, which is some canines. And one attack from them will probably send me into danger, so I will just have this safety herb on me just in case. Also, we're going to see another instance of our friend Mr. X here. But we're going to bamboozle the heck out of him. So we're just going to let him swing at us, and all right, cool. We're not going to see him for a little while. Oh, he's coming.
He looks like Korg from Thor.
Hey, man.
Hey, man. Where's Clocky?
Hey, man.
Do the thing.
Be Australian. Hey, man.
There you go. Thank you.
just a quick cameo.
He knew his part. He played it well.
There you go.
Looks like the only way
So yeah, we will be seeing Mr. X here, not too far away. But it will be
Mr. X don't give it to you. Sorry.
I'm waiting for you to get it on your own.
X don't deliver.
Yeah, so the next time we see him, though, will be the last time we see him throughout this run. All right, so now we got to deal with the dogs. It's not these first couple dogs I'm worried about. It is two in particular that I'm worried about. So that one just kind of runs off. We're going to head through the basketball court. Unfortunately, we can't show off our impressive b-ball skills today. No time for that. All right, so this dog can kind of turbo at us, so hopefully he doesn't. Thankfully, no. All right, so we're gonna grab this grenade for way later, and then deal with this guy. And there's a dog right out here that can snipe us, which he did not. All right, thank you, sir. I appreciate your contribution to my marathon run.
Hang on, Sherry.
All right, so I'm not super worried about that. I am going to hang on to the herb for a little while. I will probably have to pitch it at some point, but I would like to leave a couple other herbs laying around in case I need them.
Attendant!
So, good news. Chief Irons is dead now. He had something akin to a alien chest burster come out of him.
He earned it.
He definitely did earn it. All right. So, we're going to come down here to find Sherry, and then Mr. X is going to pop in and chase after us for the final time. I will let the cutscene play because I think that this cutscene is really cool to an extent.
Go, go, go! Don't stop!
All right. So we're going to come in this elevator, and Mr. X is going to try and get us. Oh, no. Except I called him an ambulance because he's got the business. G gave it to him.
Call an ambulance, but not for me.
Who is that?
That is the first boss that I faced.
Does it have an... Oh my god. What is wrong with you people?
All right.
Daddy, no.
So, yep. The thing about the G virus is that it is very hard to kill someone who is infected with the G virus. They continuously mutate, and the more damage you do them, the worse they mutate. All right, so now we're in the sewers. Very, very difficult part of the run. A lot of things can go wrong here. It's a little bit easier with Claire because she runs faster in caution, so she has a little bit of extra speed in the water. I will be playing a certain section safe because the risky strat is hard, and I lose a sub-weapon or get poisoned if I don't do it right. And I need all of my sub-weapons currently. All right, so there's a couple zombies in here. I'm going to shoot this first one and not care about the second one. And then we're going to hop down here. All right, so now that was a cutscene telling us that Sherry fell down and went boom. I'm going to grab some extra ammunition for safety's sakes, because we have to wait on a drawbridge to lower anyway. I'm going to move that herb there. So now we're going to grab a good old T-bar handle, which we will need for a couple instances. So I am using a speedrunner tool. You can't see it on screen because I wanted that there to be no impedance on the screen. And what it's essentially showing me is my current DA, my health, enemy health, and my inventory. So I always kind of know where everything is. I'm going to waste a couple shots here because I need to not have so much ammo. All right, so now we get introduced to the G mutants, which one will slide out of there. They're friendly. And, well, let's just say we're going to be dealing with them in the sewers, and their hitboxes are worse than Marth's.
Uh-oh.
I got that one.
They have like Jigglypuff back air hitboxes.
I hate jigs.
All right, so we grabbed one of a few chess pieces that we will need to complete a puzzle. So this G mutant's still here. We're gonna shoot him just so he kind of lowers himself out of our way. All right, cool. He stepped the correct way. This guy might grab me. No, okay, cool. I will have to dump this herb here soon. And the extra handgun ammo that I grabbed, but I'm going to wait until I get through this part of the sewers. So we're going to see more G-mutants down here. We're going to have to bob and weave through a couple of them. So the good thing is that when they're rising out of the water, they can't use an attack animation, but we have to be careful that when we make them rise out of the water that we're not too close, because they can stagger us, and that is really bad. All right, so we're going to shoot this guy right around here. He'll come out of the water. And then we're just going to run straight here because we're fast enough that this one can't grab us. And then we're not worried about this one coming out of the pipe there. So now I will get rid of these things because I need the inventory spaces. I probably could have kept the herb, but I have a spare one on my... I have a couple spare ones that I can grab if something goes wrong in the next section. And if I somehow die, I can just load to continue, load to save, do whatever I need to. The run is not over like some of the older Resident Evil games that are just absolutely dead runs if you die because no saves. All right, so we're grabbing the king and queen pieces here. We have to do a little bit of back and forths with them in order to get both of them out of here. So that's just kind of the goal here. And it's actually got another instance of like kind of what I see as kind of some like OOT style box movement, which is also always kind of interesting when you see like N64 style movement in a modern game where you're just kind of doing a whole bunch of 90-degree stuff, 90-degree turns and things like that. All right, so now we have all the puzzle pieces that we need because the other ones that we need are in... Okay, he's in a bad spot. All right, so this is the dangerous part. This guy's in our way. We want him to do a certain attack. He didn't do the one we wanted, which would let us just run right past him, but we did get a good one. There's a specific attack that he does that is a swiping grab, and you could be as far as Crunchy and CJ live, and it will still grab you. So this is
Command grab.
It is indeed a command grab. So the safe strat here is to stand up here away from that guy. If you're a really good shot, you can shoot that G-Mutant's eye 2 to 3 times if you're lucky, and he will stagger and you'll be able to walk past a little bit faster. But for marathon's sake and for my sanity's sake, I am not going to do that strat. All right, so where is this guy at? All right, so he is in the worst possible spot, but thankfully we got by without getting grabbed. So now we're going to be heading on to easily the most difficult boss fight in the game. It's the reason why I grabbed this grenade. But we're going to be using it for a little bit of a weird thing. It's not actually going to be used to do too much damage to the boss itself, but to skip a phase, essentially. And it saves about 20 seconds to do so, and it's not difficult at all. So we're just gonna do a little puzzle here, putting these in the correct places. Now, something to note, on the B-sides, this puzzle changes, like most of the puzzles, and the little signage on those does not change, so they will lie to you. All right, so... we got one more puzzle to do before the boss fight can commence, and it's a little bit of a 2-part boss fight, so we're gonna turn the power on here, and then we're gonna walk close to the door to trigger the boss fight, but before we trigger it, we're gonna throw the grenade at the floor, and then walk into the trigger to start the fight. Now you can't see it because I have it hidden, but that just did about 6% damage to good old G2 here, and that actually pushes him into a different phase where he's not clawing through the ceiling, but he's at this door. And right there, I lowered my graphics settings. So in RE2R, there's 2 different categories you can run. There's 60 FPS and 120 FPS. Essentially, it's just how good your knife is. And lowering my graphics there is just consistently keeping myself around 120. So the only way we can kill G2 is with this crane. So we're gonna knife him down to 50% health. And try and kill him with the crane. So he's close. Just a couple more slashes. Okay, he's really, really close. I'm going to have to shoot him a couple times. All right, and he is dead. He gets bodied by the crane, and that is the fight I was most worried about down. I did forget to pick these up, though, so I will pick these up now. And now I can readjust my graphics settings so the game doesn't look terrible. All right.
Player 98 fits in really well.
The only downside to this costume is I can't see what sub-weapon I have equipped on it. That's like the only that's the only downside to this whole issue. All right, so we have saved Sherry. She has been infected by the G virus by her father because the G virus is looking for people who are compatible with the virus because it is more picky than the T virus, which is what creates the zombies. Yeah, it's not good. So we're essentially trying to find a way to save her. Her mother, Annette Birkin, which we're kind of after at this point in time, kind of abandoned her daughter to try and kill G. Yeah, she gets the business later. It'll be fine. I actually haven't run this with Claire 98 before, so I don't know what kind of outfit change Sherry's gonna have here.
Okay. Better check everything.
So
There's no turning back.
whether you're using the classic outfit or the normal outfit, you kind of give your jacket or vest to Sherry here because she's cold. Okay, looks like you give her the jacket. Yeah. So suddenly, jacket. Now, fun fact for you Queen lovers out there, the back of this jacket has an insignia, but above it, it is the words "Made in Heaven," referencing Queen.
For your safety, stand clear until the doors are fully open.
You can also see it on the back of this lovely outfit slightly. Top of the vest, it says "Made in Heaven." There's a bunch of little Easter eggs to the old game in here.
Can I jump in really quick?
Go for it, sir.
We have a $25 donation from Anonymous that says the Speed Dogs community is awesome. Let's spirit bomb the last $100, guys.
Yeah, let's
Hell
do
yeah.
it.
That's $75 away. Here we go.
Yep.
Y'all only got about 20 minutes left, by the way, to hit that $75.
Indeed. All right, so now we are in the labs. The difficulty spike in here is not as bad, but we are going to be dealing with a particular enemy that has the potential to just one-shot me. And the checkpoints in this area are pretty sparing, so I'm hoping that does not happen. I will try and be as safe as I can, but the lower ammo count with Claire makes this a little bit more difficult. All right. And as I spoke before, I've been manipulating DA slightly by missing shots, not killing enemies, taking damage. The whole reason for that, aside from the boss fights, is to make sure that I am below rank 7 difficulty coming into the labs. Because if you're at rank 7 and higher, there's actually a chance that the headshots you do on zombies will not stagger them in just one shot. But we don't have to deal with too many more zombies, just a handful more, and we are just barely below the 7K, the 7K rank, so we are okay. I will be doing a safety upcoming here. I'm going to be banking one of the items I have in my inventory so I can pick up a safety herb, mainly because this area can give you the business. We're going to be dealing with one of the most difficult parts of the run. I'll just bank that, yeah. I'm going to be saving this herb. There's another herb I can grab here in a second. That one I want to save for if I need another backup. All right, so now we're introduced to IVs, which are the one-shot mechanic. These guys, if they grab me and I don't use a sub-weapon to get them off of me, it is a one-shot kill. And I need all the sub-weapons I have. If I get grabbed by one early on, there's a backup knife I can grab, but other than that, I don't want to use them. They have little yellow orbs on them. Shooting them will stagger them for a slight amount of time, which gives us enough time to run on past them. All right, now it's time for the easiest puzzle in the game. Good old RGB, yeah, it's like RGB, RG, something like that. But it's, I've always considered these to be panic puzzles. People mess up one move and then they panic, so they lose track of what to do. But it is, this puzzle is super simple. And I actually need to fix my inventory when I pick this back up because a knife got moved somehow, and I don't like it. I want this to be in the first inventory slot. All right, so now I'll have to shoot my first Ivy. Right here to get past him. Okay. We'll have to most likely deal with him coming back. So now we're in the lower area. I can grab a safety herb down here. Because down here we have to deal with a couple of liquors. Oh, I just realized something. I needed to bank another item. That's fine. So what I'll do here, since I actually do need an extra inventory space, I'll run and find for a little bit. If I take a hit, then I'll be back in caution. Oh, okay. Well, interesting. That could pose badly, because that is not what I wanted that extra health for. Because I have to deal with liquors multiple times coming up here, which is why I have these two flashbangs. Hopefully we don't get bad luck on these zombies in the hall. Okay, we didn't, thank God. So we're gonna shoot the ground to bring them and then throw a flashbang. Since they're on the ceiling, they actually fall from the flashbang, and that gives me a little bit more time to do what I need to. There we go. I did the wrong solution at first. Yeah, so hopefully they don't hit us. All right, I'm not going to look at him. I'm not going to look at him. I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to pray. Okay. That's section 1 of running past them. We have one more time that we have to run past them, and the zombies will be in different locations, and it's just, it could be a bad time. And if I die, then I go back to when I completed the RGB puzzle. So we would have to do this whole little section again. It's very, very punishing here at the end game to die. All right. Oh, I just realized why my inventory was all jacked up. I was supposed to discard this knife earlier, which is fine. Okay, I've never seen him there before. Okay. So I'm just gonna look at him. Oh, he's coming really quickly. Okay, that's fine, that's fine. That's why I saved that herb up above. We'll be running in caution for a little bit. We're not dead. It does make one section a little bit scarier as we leave. Okay, but I got free RNG up here, which is great. A Ivy can be right at the top of that ladder, and you have to quickly shoot it. But now all the ones in that room will be dead, and we can continue on. But we have to leave and get past a couple.
So much for the weather infestation.
All right, so we wanted to kill the plant life in here with that solution because the wristband we've been upgrading to get through the labs, the third upgrade we needed was kind of locked behind this dude being stuck to the wall by a plant. All right, so now we're heading on out of here. I'm going to take a safe line through here so that Ivy can't grab me because they are very fast when they lunge at you. All right, so I have to deal with the Ivies in here. Okay, cool. That is the scary part's done. Now I can grab this herb that I expertly saved to be back in caution. And we can head on towards the next boss fight, which will be G3. Now, this fight can go wrong, but I'm less worried about it because I can just reload a save, and it's really fast to get back into, unlike G2, which is a pretty slow fight to start off. All right. And while we're heading that way, if we have any more donations, feel free to read them.
We do not. We do
Oh,
not. We are
man.
75. How much time do you think we have left?
You have about 6 minutes or so.
6? Wow.
We're cruising.
He's finishing well under estimate. 6 minutes. If y'all want this true ending, if y'all want to help us get to $3,500.
Yeah, I'll be generous and say we're like 10 minutes max if nothing goes wrong.
See, Quo's like, let's go! Don't do it! Nobody do it! Truly starting to fade a little bit. Oh, no, you don't. What the dog doing?
All right, so we're heading into the G3 fight here. We got the antiviral agent to heal up Sherry from the G virus, but now we're gonna run into the G3 fight, which he has mutated even more so. And we're just gonna give him good old knifing. He gave me the wrong slice. That's not good. Let's see if he gives me the correct one now. He did. All right, and now we're just gonna hit him with some juicy knife slashes. So right here, I'm gonna be equipping a new knife and then re-equipping my gun in the inventory. It's actually faster to do it that way because I won't actually stop swinging my knife when I leave the inventory. I don't think I've done enough damage to one cycle in here. Yeah, I was really close. He is under 1% health, but I was just a little bit slow on my knives. That's fine, though. So he's dead, but I am going to come over here and grab this first aid spray so I'm not limping to the finish line, because I do have one more boss to contend with. I find it funny how I messed up the labs in the exact same way in both marathon runs I've done.
If nothing, you're at least consistent.
I am consistent, yes. All right.
So my dad always said, I'm bad, but I'm consistent.
And I can put my graphics back up. That's the last time I'll need to lower them.
Gotta get back to Sherry.
That is actually the last full-blown knife strat that we will be doing. We're also going to pick up this here grenade for the final boss fight.
We got $25 from Katie Jenkins that says, I help.
Yo, just
You do help.
$50 more.
50 more. We have not had a $5 train this entire marathon. Y'all could do it.
I believe in y'all.
Y'all could do the spirit bomb.
All right, so now we are heading back to Sherry to give her the antiviral agent. Sherry's mother dies right in front of her. It's very sad.
I don't want to rush you, but we have to go.
Guys, you could donate to Save the Children so other children who lose their parents don't have to suffer as much. They get help from Save the Children.
Yeah.
Which is a weird
they
segue, but
they don't have to lose their parents right in front of them.
a weird segue, but it's the truth. Please donate. It's a great cause.
So, also an interesting thing about Saving the Children, the game physically will not let you aim or shoot at your sidekick. I am not lowering my gun. I am holding the aim button, and after a second, and I am also clicking the trigger. And
I'm really happy it doesn't let you shoot the child.
Yep. Just it's like it's letting you're only allowed to save the children.
Yeah, exactly. We're only saving Sherry. Does Sherry become our adopted child?
No, but it is something that tries to happen within the world of the RE lore.
Well, now I don't want to know. Funyuns with 5. Shout out to Quo. All right, the Venga bus is coming. We got like a few more minutes.
All right, so we're gonna hold this door open for Sherry because it'll close in her face and it's slow if she opens it herself. We're just gonna head on past a couple Ivies that'll run up. These ones, thankfully, don't try and grab us on Claire. But on Leon, we do have to deal with them, and it's not a fun time. And then we're gonna head down here, where we do have to deal with a couple more Ivies, while we wait on Sherry to open a door. And then we'll be heading towards the final boss.
We got another $5. We got a $5 from Dayman. We got $5 from Funyuns. That says shoutouts to Quo. We got $5 from Speed Docs, aka me. That's $35. Come on. Get up. Come on, ride that train. Come ride it. Hang on. Where's the kazoo? Hang on. You haven't heard the kazoo this event. Oh, we got a $5 from Quo. I'm only doing this for the train, but if we end at 3,500 flat, I'm taking it back. All right, 6 more. 6 more people. Who's got it? Come on. Come on.
It's coming
6
up
more.
quick, guys. It's coming up quick.
Quick throw.
Time ends on the death of the final boss, so it is coming up rather quick.
Girl, think we're almost out of here.
All right. Well, Jake isn't bad at the game. Who's got it? Who's gonna clutch it out?
Maybe I should die for content, Kappa.
Yeah, you're a content guy. What the dog doing?
All right, so we are moving on to the G4 fight. The final boss fight in the A scenarios is different for both characters, so it's kind of an interesting thing. So we're gonna grab this minigun and then move into the G4 fight. He is very mutated now.
Oh, we did it! Ice Age with the $30.
Hell
we
yeah.
there. CC with $5. All right, here's 5 more. 35.05. Oh my God.
Thank you, people.
I'm bringing my lunch for like a month after this. Yo. All right, we did it. And Quo can't take that 5 back because we didn't end on 3,500. Wow. Thank you, Ice Age. Thank you, CC. Thank you, Quo. Thank you, me. Thank you, Dayman. Thank you, Funyuns. Thank you, Katie Jenkins. Thank you, Anonymous. Funyuns, Tibbs. Wow, y'all really, the last hour was a grind.
So time for this particular run is coming up soon. This fight is pretty much over. We just got to pump some lead into good old G4 here.
No minigun?
And that is time for G4. Oh.
55.07, bro.
Yep, and in-game time, that was a 52:16, which is slightly a minute, just under a minute from my PB, so not too bad.
Man.
All right, so we have met the
I
incentive.
just missed it, Funyuns. Sorry.
This is foreshadowing. Oh, it's not over. It's not over. So,
Oh, what the hell was that?
because of your guys' generous donations, I was very, very happy to offer this as a secret incentive for the marathon. I didn't know what the goal was going to be set at, but I'm so glad it got met. I actually put more practice into the B side than I did the A sides because they are harder, and even still, I am not 100% confident in Claire's B-side, so I'm very, very glad that Leon's won, as I'm a little bit more confident in that. Now, give me one moment as I actually have to open up a new set of splits for puzzle solutions, and I need to open up.
You do that. I'm gonna fill up on my water bottle.
Yes. Could we actually
And
go
you-
to? Could we go to a quick intermission so I could use the restroom real fast?
Yeah, Clocky, can you send us back one more time?
All right. I will be right back.
I'll also use this chance to go to the bathroom too. You know, I just realized I hit the wrong intermission button.
We're not in intermission. All right, everybody. Well, we're gonna reload. We're gonna get our get your snacks. We have one more run. We have what's his name? Old boy, Leon. I am the great Leon. We have Leon B coming up right now. I'm gonna go get a drink. Cece went to get a drink, and yeah. So, thank you everybody who donated to get us over this hump. And it's pretty crazy, and I'll have more to say in an hour when we're really done. But, yeah, so we're gonna just take a quick break, go stretch your legs, get a drink, and we'll be right back.
You're the one that changed. Skating is wherever you make it. Now you're finally making some sense. What's the plan? Now you're finally making some sense. Now you're changed. Now you're That's your deal, man. Skating is wherever you make it. It didn't change. You're the one that changed. Now go skate. You'll remember why you started in the first.
Oh,
There I go.
yes. Fun fact: when we were picking out skins, and I saw a Noir, I was thinking of Clocky going Nar.
Yeah. All right.
everybody.
Well, everyone heard the end of that anecdote.
Well, I was trying to time it so it went on stream, but I
It
guess not.
did, I guess, a little bit. Anyway, so Hello, we're back, and it's time for Leon B.
Yes, Leon
And-
B.
Correct.
And yeah, so you already know what we're doing, and you know why we're doing it. So, my man Leon from Resident Evil 4, and I guess this game first, but you know.
Yep. This was his first entry into the series. All right, so same thing as before. I will let you know when time starts. All right, so load the cutscene. Load. Okay. All right, in 3, 2, 1, go. All right, so this is Leon B. You can already see we're in a different place where there's no gas station, and the difficulty harder. Enemy placement's different. Puzzles all different. Everything's different. Actually, and I do need to pause for 1 second because for whatever reason, my puzzle solution's closed. All right, there we go. There we go. All right, everything's fine. Everything's all fine and dandy. There we go. So we're going to come over and grab those bolt cutters. Now, this is where we would have met Claire early on. So the difference between the A's and the B sides is you are going through the RPD about a half hour after the initial character gets there. Lore-wise. So all things are pretty much the same. Leon's a little bit slower running speed. His stair skates are a little bit more consistent. And you also get a different starting gun. So now instead of using Leon's Matilda, which I don't know if... Actually, you know what? CJ, do you know the movie The Professionals?
Yes.
So Leon and his gun Matilda are in reference to that movie.
That's pretty cool.
All right, so unfortunately we took a little bit of a bite there. Nothing I could have done about that. This makes things a little bit weird. So we're actually going to grab these boards. We will need them in a moment.
Not how I imagined my first day.
And we're going to be running through here. We'll see Elliot there. Oops, I don't know why I was doing that way. And we're kind of doing things a little bit like in a different order, but in a similar order. It's all a little bit weird. So we're going to dump off a couple of things in this here item box. We're going to dump off the Matilda and the key that we no longer need, because we won't be finding ammo for the Matilda anymore. We will only be finding 45 ACP bullets, which is for our handgun here, which Leon will hold cool guy style. All right, so now we're going to be heading back to the area where Marvin is. So one of the big differences for this run early on is that we actually don't get Marvin's knife, which is a full HP knife. It makes things a little bit weird, but not too terrible. And the first huge change as far as enemy placements go, there's now enemies in the lobby here, which is not too fun of a time. So I'm going to grab this herb here because I actually need to be at full health for what's about to happen. We're going to be running through this area, and another big change, there's actually a licker in this hallway now. So we're going to manipulate him to fling at us there, and we're going to board up this window for later. And we actually want to get hit by this licker once for DA purposes. So he's going to smack us in the back there. There is a small likelihood that he can do the command grab, which is big sad. All right, now we're going to be doing the same thing. Actually, I didn't need to get rid of that there. I got rid of that a little bit earlier, so that might mess with my menu, but muscle memory and all that jazz. All right, so now we're going to be heading up to the STARS office first because we already have the valve. So we're going to be doing things in a little bit of a different order on this floor, too. So we're going to run past this zombie and head on over to the STARS office. Also, just to mess with CJ. What's in this locker? Oh.
I don't like what you did.
All right, so the other big change is that now Mr. X is already going to be chasing us throughout RPD. So as soon as we leave the STARS office, he's on our ass. All right, so there could be a zombie on the other side of this door. She is.
You're going into the women's locker room. You know, that's messed up. Also, you can't bully me anymore, or at least not for the next few minutes, because I will be stepping away for a minute. So you're just gonna have to bully me on stream like everybody else.
All right, so Mr. X is behind us, but that shouldn't be too much of a problem. We're also going to go ahead and get this medallion first. And another change is that the hip pouch placement, the little inventory expansions for us, are in different places. So the one we would normally pick up right there is no longer there. Also, we walk through that door and walk back because, well, by doing that, the bookcase by the door doesn't fall over and saves us a good chunk of time. Ram Lyrebird. So all of these puzzle solutions are now different. There's no liquor in this room anymore. And now we're going to be heading down this way to grab the other medallion. But first we will move this bookcase. I hear Mr. X stomping around. He's stomping the yard. All right, now we're going to run this way. We're going to grab this here knife. Knives are very important in this game. Kid scale slug. All right, Eleanor, turn. Nope. All right, and now Marvin, sadly, he's already a zombie. Poor guy.
He's really feeling it now.
Oh, yeah, really. I'm really feeling it.
Backslash.
All right, so now we are already done with RPD1. We're going to be heading down to the secret area to where Birkin will be waiting for us yet again. One of the big complaints that people had with the B-sides in this game is that there's not too much difference as far as the bosses go, but that's like a minor complaint. I think that's fine. There's only so much different that you can do in an updated game. The strat will be largely the same, but Claire has a much better knife animation than Leon does, so I actually have to do this fight slightly differently. And another interesting thing is that instead of it being Sherry above us, now it's G above us. All right. And where normally as a cutscene with Claire here would have you meeting Sherry, we're going to run here, and, well, it's going to be G instead. Hello! All right. This is not a great fight, but it's fine. We didn't get hit. All right, so a really good fight would lead you to breaking the knife on G1 there. I prefer to not have it break there because it lets me have it as a little bit of a safety for an upcoming section. It's a little bit of a hard section. Running back through the same area where we started at in that hall where we picked up the fuse. There's going to be a bunch of zombies there now. And having that knife, if I get grabbed, is really, really nice. All right, so now we can actually get our first expansion for our inventory, which will be in this locker right here, which is handily dandly. For both Leon A, B, and Claire A, you actually only grab 2 inventory expansions, but for Claire B, you actually have to grab a 3rd because our inventory just works out in a very weird way. So with Leon, now we've met the character Ada Wong, a totally FBI agent looking for her boyfriend, John. Also, jump scare. If only CJ was here.
If only.
It's okay, it happens again later.
Well, he seems to be in chat, so maybe you will get him.
This has been the most fun part of this run, is just the little terrifiedness from CJ. I look over at chat and just say, I hate this fucking game. Oh, CJ, I love you. Okay, so where we had liquors with Claire, we have dogs with Leon in the kennels. Going through, it's much easier. Nothing bothers us on our way through. It's coming out that we actually have to deal with the dogs, and again, they are very random. I'm going to try and take some specific lines to mitigate the randomness. Also, Leon doesn't need the diamond key. It's the only key that he doesn't require to beat the game. Whereas in Claire cannot get the club key that Leon must get in order to complete the game. So here's where the first box part is for Leon. It's in a slightly different place. And then we're going to do this little puzzle up here, which will be this solution. And now the dogs are released, now that the power is on. So we're going to stick to this fence to avoid this dog.
What the dog doing, though?
What the dog doing? He's trying to go for my jugular is what he's trying to do.
Down, boy.
So there's actually a specific line I'm going to take right here that will make it so that this dog cannot hit me. So I'm going to run on this wall for a second and then turn, and he'll attack something. Wasn't me that he was attacking, but he was attacking something. All right, so if I do this line right and I get a specific attack, it'll look scary, but it's totally free. Yeah, so doing that line, that dog, even though it's on my butt, it will not grab me. All right, so this is the hallway that I want to have the knife for. Because if I don't get the strat and I get bad luck, then I just get absolutely positively bodied, which I would have. So thank you, Sir Knife. Whew, okay. That was close. Oh, I don't want to hug these dogs, Shuli, but they want to hug me with their face. Now we're going to use the crank.
These ones are not very nice BBs.
No, they are very unfriendly BBs. And so we're done with the crank, but we're going to keep it in our inventory for a moment because we're going to get a couple other items, and we want to have a certain particular item in our inventory first. I'm going to open that locker, same as I did with Claire, but I might not grab that particular ammo if I have to use more ammo than I want to later. I also put that in the wrong place. No. Sir, go there. Thank you. And Leon's going to have a bad day. He got exploded in the opening cutscene, and now he's going to fall off this here ladder, which I could skip the cutscene, but, yeah, ow. Okay. It wasn't a suggestion. Oh boy. Tell you what, Shuli, I will pet the cat on stream before we go offline. All right, so hopefully this guy doesn't get me. Cool, and he didn't follow me in here. We have to deal with his girlfriend. All right, and he's out of our way. All right, now we're going to get rid of the crank because the next key item we're going to be getting is the mechanical jack for the library, and we want that in space 1. Same song and dance as before. Mr. X is going to appear here, and we're going to make Leon look a little goofy. Aim at him. Oh, okay. I must have been standing a little bit too far forward, but that's fine. Just bait out a punch, and on with our day we go. So whereas Claire takes an upstairs path, we take the downstairs path with Leon. Because Claire goes through the regular kind of office over to our right, but Leon does not take that pathway. So we're going to come through here where the club key door is. We're going to look up to not activate the slicker and then shoot him so he won't follow us. Now we put the boards up here because that zombie will break through. And in the B scenarios, he is actually much more likely to be standing and grab us on our way out. Now Mr. X is following us. I'll be surprised if he's not. Oh, he's... Okay, no, there he is. There's the footsteps. He's just a little bit far back. All right, just bait a punch, run on around him, give him the old rope-a-dope. And same thing, we're going to shoot the ground here. And that zombie was there that time, so if I wouldn't have shot there, then I would not have manipped that guy. But we're not out of the woods yet. Mr. X is a little bit close to us. He hasn't broken in yet. He just opened the door, so we are good. Hopefully these zombies will give him a little bit of an issue. But no, he's already following us, it looks like. But it looks like he's turning around to come up the ladder. All right. I think there's a chance he will be waiting for me outside this door, though, when I come back. It is not an alternate version of events. It is an extra set of events. So there's more than one tyrant. There is technically, in the city right now, there is 6 Mr. X's. One chasing Claire, one chasing Leon. But... I'm doing everything. I don't know. The major difference is that the one chasing Leon doesn't die. It just stops following him for a while. I've never seen one individual banned so many times.
I think everybody went in for the kill and someone ban, unban, reban.
Do it again! Do it again.
Get up so I can kill you again.
All right, so now we're heading... Oh, yeah, that's unfortunate. All right, that's fine. There's a green herb coming up that I can grab. All right, what is my zombie situation looking like over here? Marvin's in the way.
Everyone's taking turns, sorry.
Okay, so...
The regular chat can't see this. Sorry.
All right, I would like to grab that first aid spray, but my boy is hogging it. But there's a green herb in here that I can grab, and it looks like there's no zombies in my way. So I'm going to grab that flash. Leon needs a flash. There is a flashless strat you can do. It's very difficult. I'm not going to go for it. And now we have to deal with these zombies coming back through this hallway again, but they're in different places. Thankfully, I did not get bodied going through the door. So now we're heading back to where I skipped the cutscene, but we met a man named Ben. In the original game, you see him twice, and he gets killed by G. But in this game, Mr. X Kool-Aid Man's his hand through the door, or through the wall, and crushes his skull. It's a good old time. Now we got more dogs to deal with. I'm hoping that this line I take will save me from getting bit. It did not. Bad dogs. The good news is that Ben has a first aid spray in his room with him. Also, jump scare. All right, so now we have the electronic puzzle. This is the only puzzle in the game that is different in every single scenario. So unlike the puzzles being different between A and B, this is different between all characters, all scenarios. So I actually have to look at a puzzle solution for that one because I don't have that one memorized. All right, so now we have the key card to get out of here. For whatever reason, Ben has one. And now all the cell doors are going to open. We're going to be attacked by a bunch of zombies and Mr. X. So I'm going to shoot this zombie in the head, throw a flash, and that will blind everyone, including Mr. X, so we can flee here. And then I'll let this cutscene play for a second because Mr. X is going to give us his best Kool-Aid Man impression.
Oh yeah.
And then Ada hits him with a truck. Oh no! All right. So now we're heading through the sewers with Leon. We're going to be taking a different path through to get to the sewers. The big difference here is that we're going to go through Kendo's gun shop. It's actually probably the saddest part of the whole game is Kendo's story. Kendo is just trying to survive and escape with his currently in the process of turning into a zombie daughter. It's very unfortunate. It's very sad. I feel bad for the guy. But I want to make Leon do something really goofy against the store while I'm waiting for Ada. So you aim a gun like this, right? Yeah, arms don't bend that way. He's having a time. So yeah, we're gonna run through here. We'll get a cutscene with Kendo where he'll pull a shotgun on us. But I won't let that cutscene play out because it is the Sag.
Heard of the Umbrella Corporation? They're a pharmaceutical company secretly making bioweapons.
Now, for whatever reason this run would have been tomorrow, I actually would have made this a one instance co-op run for funsies because the incoming quote-unquote boss fight is very, very easy to do, and I would have had my girlfriend kill the boss.
I was wondering what you meant about co-op. I was like, I don't think this game has 2-player.
I'm sorry, Shuli. Can't sugarcoat it for you here. You need to see that. I hope she'll be here next time. I purposefully was not looking at that because I want what's coming up to be a surprise to our good buddy CJ. Although I know that CC knows what's coming because he was watching me do this run the other day.
I was. Like peeking in on practice stream.
Hell yeah. All right.
Chance, you're stuck with me to the end.
I'm telling off. All right, so we're going to come down here and holy shit, it's a giant alligator. All right, what part of Florida did you crawl out of, bud?
Holy shit!
I agree, Leon. So, fun fact, actually, the solution to this boss fight, this puzzle, if you're on keyboard, is Ada. You hold A, D, and then A. And he's dead now.
Chew on that, you overgrown son of a bitch.
Leon, up here.
What the hell was
And then we get like the one bit of dialogue they didn't think about when they made this game.
Can't say I didn't warn you.
You said the virus turned people into monsters, not reptiles.
But you've already seen zombie dogs, my dude.
You made it in one piece.
I think you would not be alone in that one, CJ.
So let me get this straight. Umbrella sells monsters like that to who? Our military? Somebody else's?
They don't sell the monsters. They sell the viruses that make them. And Annette is who makes the viruses.
I could save us so much trouble if I did this right now.
Annette is far more dangerous.
Ada causes this series a lot of trouble because of her ways. And Leon simps and takes a bullet for her. All right, now we're playing as Ada. So her section is a little bit different than Sherry's. We actually have to, like, participate in the game. And we get this nifty hacking tool that explodes fans for whatever reason.
Yo, evening dress? Let's go.
Yep. Underneath her trench coat, she was wearing the iconic red dress. They changed that in this game from her just having the red dress on initially because they thought it was weird that she would just be kind of walking around zombie apocalypse in a red dress the whole time.
Like she's going to a party at some point.
Yeah. I'm looking for my boyfriend John in my evening wear. All right, so we're going to take this line. It's going to look scary, and I'm going to take a bite on purpose. In Leon A, you don't take that bite there, but for DA purposes, I do want to lower my DA, and with Ada, since her damage doesn't carry over, it's just a little bit of free difficulty lowering. All right, but it's always weird on where this guy might end up. That is a very good question, Shuli.
Come on, game designers, get it together.
It's a bunch of poopy dick farts.
Well, you know, I wasn't going to bring up the second half of that. But... it's a reference. I think like 3 of us are only going to go.
Yeah. And the canonical reason as to why Mr. X is not chasing Leon anymore is because he is now chasing Ada as opposed to being dead in Claire's. Standish. All right, so now we're essentially trying to find Annette Birkin with Ada here.
What a move! You just blew up that ventilation fan and then slipped through it.
Oh yeah, it's very slick. And then for whatever reason, Ada falls for this old trick, and oh look, shiny thing in an incinerator. Let me go grab it. Nothing goes wrong here. So just wasting some ammo for DA purposes, and we're gonna hack our way out of here.
You realize that. And you won't die alone.
Such a cold line. Then you won't die alone. Like, bish, don't you know who I am? I'm Secret Agent Ada. All right, easy enough. A little bit slow, but that puzzle is not easy to do quickly. Now, fun fact for you randomizer fans out there, there is a randomizer for this game. So if you like to rando, you can definitely rando yourself some RE2R.
Interesting.
All right, so now we're back to Leon. We are miraculously healed up from our gunshot wound to the shoulder. And now we're going to be heading through the sewers.
That's a pleasant smell.
Some little short...
CJ always hates it. Go ahead. I was going to say it.
Oh, no,
Is it okay if I go on?
Yeah, go ahead.
CJ always hates it because I always ask, how does this game randomizer work? But this is like, there's no backtracking. So is it like randomized within each area?
So the lab is the only area in the game you cannot backtrack from. So once you hit the lab, you can't go backwards. You can go back to the RPD from here.
Okay.
You just don't need to. So in the RPD and in the sewers, you can find items for the RPD or in the sewers. But in the lab, you will only find things for the lab there, and you won't find them anywhere else.
Okay. Well, there you go. Didn't realize there was that much backtracking available.
Yep. And if you want some extra fun, there's randomizers for the old games, 1, 2, and 3. And those are hilarious because you can do enemy randos, you can do item randos, and you can actually have the NPCs and the NPC voices also be randomized.
Oh boy.
So yeah, randomizers for Resident Evil games actually kind of work out in an interestingly well way. The RE3 rando in particular works really well for randos because that is compartmentalized. So you'll only find things for the city in the city, only find things for the clock tower in the clock tower, and only find things for the like the end game and the end game and all that jazz.
Yeah, that's how I thought this one would go. But I guess-
Most people want it to be that way for this game, but because you're able to backtrack to the RPD, I guess they decided that they could do it that way. Because then that means you just like never really have to go back to RPD afterwards. So like I can see it to an extent. All right, so we're gonna be grabbing the T-bar handle here. Same thing. But now, oop, that is not where I want that. Heading down this here stairwell, with Claire, we had to shoot a zombie in the head in order to get past. But now that same zombie is going to be on the stairwell, and we should, theoretically, be able to just go on and run past him. That guy still can almost grab us. And I want to try and bait these guys into the water because I don't want them standing up here when I come back, because they're just a little bit harder to maneuver around. And with these G mutants, I actually have to, with Leon, because he runs slower, I have to walk out of the way or else they will stagger me, and bad times could be had. This knife is in a weird place. I did not menu it properly. Now we're going to grab our other inventory expansion and grab the Rook plug. There's a chance that a zombie could be here, but thankfully it's not there. And I am going to grab some more ammo for safety purposes coming up because the enemy placements, like I said, are different. There are more enemies in the upcoming area. And I will need the requisite ammo to deal with them. All right, so they're both in the water here. I'm hoping this guy walks to his right, but nope, he's gonna do that instead. All right, cool. I didn't get my ankles bitten. That is always a good time. All right, so now we're heading to the bottom of the sewers once again. It is a not fun part because we have to deal with a couple more zombies down here than we did before. In fact, we didn't have to deal with any zombies down here before, and now we have to deal with three, maybe four, I think.
Oh my god. This is
All
getting
right.
worse.
So the placement for this G mutant is in a different place, so instead of being over there, he's actually right around this corner. And Leon is not fast enough to run past this one, so I do have to try and shoot it to make it dive, which worked, thank God. There's a chance that doesn't work. And now a zombie will rise out of the water here. And I'll have to deal with him on my way back, which could be spoopy. And there will also be a zombie in here that I have to deal with that you normally don't have to. Which I will hopefully only waste one bullet on him. I don't think there's any kind of RNG I can get that would make me not have to shoot him. All right, so yeah, there he is. I'm gonna grab the queen plug back. All right, same thing as before. All right, and we're out of here. So now we've got the scary part. Leaving the sewers with that zombie there is a little bit difficult because the G mutant and the zombie can be standing right next to each other. And he is down there, but the G mutant is kind of far away. That's not a good place for him to be.
Monk ass.
Okay, we're fine. That was scary because they were both closing in on me. All right, now there's a zombie up here we have to deal with. So we're just gonna wait till that G-Mutant is almost swinging so we can shoot that guy. Whew. All right, now we head on to good old G2. So again, my DA is a little bit higher than it would be in an A run. So this fight is slightly more difficult. So I do have to be a little bit careful. There is 2 different attacks that G2 can also do during this fight. We want him to dive at us, because that is a faster pattern. But if he gets if he gives me the other RNG, I do know of a way I can kind of save it. So yeah, we're gonna take the knight out of here, and we're totally gonna put the king there because that's totally the same image. The good thing is that the pawn piece doesn't move in either of the 2 scenarios, so we just leave that one alone. I'm going to equip my grenade, and we're going to head on to the G2 fight, which will start the same between Claire and Leon. I'm going to throw this grenade to start the fight. It actually, because of the DA being higher, doesn't deal as much damage to G, which is actually slightly relevant. Oh no, my D is low enough to where it did. Sick. All right, I'm going to lower my graphics. And as opposed to Claire, because we're slower, we want to stand on the other side of the door to run past G here. Because we're manipulating his AI a little bit during this so that he doesn't actually just fall on top of us when we jump down. So while Claire kind of did some wider turns, Leon is going to do quick turns around these corners so that he doesn't fall directly on top of us. All right, so now I'm going to listen to what attack I get. Okay, I got the one I wanted. Okay, that's fine, that's fine. My timing's gonna be a little bit off. But I'm gonna do the safety. Okay, should be fine. Yeah, I'll just shoot. Oh, that's not good. I'm dead. Bonk. Okay, that's fine. We'll just load ourselves continue, which will give us the added benefit that it will lower our DA. But
yeah, he just clobbered you.
He was clobbering time. All right, so now this works a little bit differently. Yeah, the knife animation is a little bit different with Leon, so it makes this fight... That hit me? Ooh, I might have to just load a save on this one. That's rough.
I believe.
Okay. I took that really safely. I'm gonna run all the way the fuck over here. I might not make it in time. Okay, we're good. All right, we got there. Whoo, boy, okay.
Nice.
Oh yeah, I'm facing the wrong way now. All right. That is kind of funny, though. I do love the whole getting mega bonked by the crane there.
Mm-hmm.
The good news is we are fine as far as health goes. There's a green herb right here, so we can heal ourselves up. Now we can save Ada. So Ada actually, at the end of her section, she was attacked by Annette Birkin with a giant crane kind of a thing which knocked her down into this area, and actually she kind of got a piece of shrapnel in her leg.
That sounds awful.
Welcome back, CJ.
It wasn't great, I can tell you that much. So yeah, now we are heading off to the labs. Back to the lab again.
Oh no.
Back to the lab again.
Not again.
No Gimher?
You know it.
All right. And a small little touch that I like is that the wristband that you get from Ada and the wristband you get from Sherry are actually two different wristbands. So it's not the same wristband. It is a different color, and you get it from two different sources. So I like that little touch that they thought about that. And it's actually... I think if you're playing as regular outfit Leon, it might actually show up on your person, but I'm not 100% on that one.
For your safety, stand clear until the doors
All right. So the good thing about the labs is it is actually a little bit easier in the area where the liquors are. We only have to run through that area once, thankfully. We still have to go this way. I'm going to do something a little bit different, though, because I am rank 7 DA right now. So instead of going for 2 different headshots on a guy per chance, I'm going to attempt to manipulate him there. I am also going to grab this ammo just for safety sakes.
using our latest biological research. Please enjoy our tasty selection of healthy foods.
And head this way. Grab our knife. We did not manipulate that zombie, sadly. Hopefully it doesn't take 2 shots to down him. It did not. Because essentially the higher your difficulty is, the more damage that enemies deal to you, the less you deal to them. The less ammo you'll get from ammo pickups, the less healing you'll get from healing items. But the lower your DA, it's all the opposite. It's very interesting. Yeah, so the reason why we only have to go through one instance of the room with the liquors is because we get the signal modulator here instead of having to climb that staircase to get it. Why it's there? I don't know, dude. It's like 1 o'clock. Why are you asking me questions?
Yeah, 1 o'clock. Ha 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 ha. Looking at 2:30.
Yeah. Did you miss that tongue enemy? No, you have not. They are coming up soon. The good old liquors. All right.
Don't even think about it, AP.
Yeah, that one's a little lewd. All right, so we have
I know
to...
exactly what he's doing.
Yep. We have to deal with Ivy's. Same thing here. Oops. So the best way to remember these is by numpad notation. Oh, I don't have the inventory space for this. Interesting. Oh, I know why. There we go. Get rid of that.
Quo's so tired he can't even type right.
So the fun thing. So guess how they changed this puzzle. If you guess that they just changed it, so instead of being RGB, it is blue, red, green, blue, red, green, blue, red, green.
Oh, there you go. I was gonna say they just reversed the colors.
So instead of starting on red, you start on blue. And it's just as easy. Made Morbin jokes for 3 hours. Oh my god. It is not Morbin time yet. But we will get some Morbin. G will, in fact, Morb himself. All right, so back to some Ivies. And now we're going to head down into the liquor labs. So the devs, when they were doing this part, they decided for the signal modulator that they would just increase the amount of inputs you have to do to line up the signal modulator with things, and it's kind of false difficulty. So instead of that being 4 inputs, it was 6. Spooky. All right. So now the liquors are going to bust through. There is one particular RNG I can get with the zombies down here that I legitimately do not know how to handle. I hope that does not happen.
Who left the freezer open?
It has happened to me one time. And it is all 3 of the zombies that can be in this room being, like, right outside the door. Run the false ending. Oh, man. All right. 2 more runs.
being mean, so we know we're gonna punish him by going for another 2 hours.
2 more runs. I got you. All right, I didn't get bad RNG. Thank fuck. So I'm gonna flash everything again, but I do need an extra knife because the enemies are tougher. So I'm gonna run over here where there is an extra knife I can grab. I'm gonna wait for the store to close to reset the liquors. All right, and we got out scot-free. All right, and I got the freest possible RNG you can get. Wow. The fastest RNG possible. All right, so with Leon, with Claire, there's an extra Ivy in this room that I'm in, but that Ivy won't be here because Leon has added stress. That was funny. There's added stress. The room with 2 IVs that I have to run through is way, way, way more stressful on his scenarios. For the singular instance that Kool-Aid Man is back, we've got Mr. X following us again. And we have to deal with 2 IVs before he catches up to us. That's free, I think. No, it surely isn't. Okay, this is gonna get weird, because now I'm sans a knife. I know how I can make up for this, though. I have practiced for such an occasion. Okay, so now we're heading over to G3. And like I said, our difficulty is in rank 7, so the start of the fight is a little bit more difficult. Leon's strategy is also wildly different than Claire's. If you do Leon's strategy properly, then you don't actually have to use your gun at all. But the third eye that you have to knife is actually very difficult to knife with the with Leon's animation. If it was Claire's, it would actually be a little bit easier. Okay.
Before Quo has a back spasm, how much more time do you think is left?
We have about, I'd say the same thing. It's about 10-ish minutes. Because after we beat our final boss with Leon, it's not too much longer after that. We just run up to the actual final boss, and then the run is over. So Quo can almost go to bed.
By the way, he could have gone to bed an hour ago. Just I don't get what we're doing.
He's complaining, oh, it's going too long. We got it under control, bud.
All right. So now we're going to head on to good old buddy G3. And hopefully this goes well. Yep. All right, there we go. So the difference between Claire and Leon on this fight is I actually have to stand back with Leon, because if I knife the eyes on his chest too early, it will actually cause him to rise too quickly, and I won't be able to get enough knife slashes on him. Because I want to try and hit these eyes as much as possible to deal more damage. And I know I'm not going to get the quick cycle here, so I'm just going to prepare for that. I'm going to throw this nade. I don't know if I have enough knife health for this. So we might be in an interesting situation here, friends. He is very close to dead. So I'll just shoot him a couple times, hopefully. Okay, cool. Whew! I definitely need this first aid spray, though.
Target has been neutralized.
All right. Off we go. So with Leon, we get to see a cutscene with Annette Birkin as she just got bodied by G3 there. He kind of picks her up and crushes her. And she's kind of got some innies on the outies right now.
Self-destruct sequence initiated. Use the central elevator to evacuate immediately to the bottom level.
I do need to free up an inventory space, so I'll go ahead and get rid of one of these knives. And this is where we find out that Ada's a traitor, and she, quote unquote, is dead. CJ actually knows that that's a lie.
I fucking hate Ada.
So, I'm really glad that this incentive got met, because if I would have done Leon and not have got to done Claire, I would have been kind of sad, because Claire's G4 fight is much more interesting than Leon's Mr. X fight. But I'm glad we get to see it because it is funny. We also get some sick music to end this section out here in a second. So we're going to walk up here. We're going to get a cutscene that's actually Claire at the tram right before the G4 fight. And we're going to grab this knife here because we actually need it. Get your cat jams or bangers in the chat. I'm shooting here to try and manipulate these IVs to not turn. I do have a couple backup knives on me to use just in case. I'm also going to grab this here, green herb. I call this the Rave Ladder when I do runs of Leon. Mr. X is going to pop down and say hello. We don't have to fight him just yet. But soon, as in like 10 seconds. But he won't be just any Mr. X. He will be a super tyrant when we see him here. So he's going to be on fire a little bit with a flaming claw. So the goal here is to stagger him 3 times. So that's 1. And I got hit. This is the scary part, is just staggering the first 3 times. Okay, that's fine. Just stagger for me, sir. Thank you. I'm gonna go ahead and heal. And now we just rope-a-dope. Ooh. We're fine. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Everything's under control. All right, so now we're just gonna kind of stick to his left shoulder and run past him. Since I'm in danger, I'm gonna elect to actually run past him. If you're in finer caution, you can just walk past him. And now we're just waiting. We can't kill him with any weapons we have. Nothing will kill him other than the rocket launcher, which someone will conveniently give to us here shortly. Oh, okay, well, rip. Goodbye, sweet prince. right, that's 2 deaths in this run. I'm sad.
Minutes and
You know what? Since I'm here, though, I'm going to go ahead and make a full heal. There we go. Let's do that one. Yeah, I couldn't get to his side quick enough. That's fine. I don't know if I staggered him the second time, actually. I am unsure if I staggered him for a third time.
What is it with this thing?
I did not. Okay, I'm glad I continued. Ooh, okay. I want to try and keep him away from these rocks because he can attack them and not me. So I'm going to try and drag him to this corner and keep him here, but he's going to get away, I think. Okay. So the reason we want to stagger him 3 times is it actually makes the timer that it takes to get the rocket launcher a little bit faster. I think it cuts off like 10 seconds you have to wait each time you stagger him, and you can only stagger him 3 times. Okay, there we go. That's this fight pretty much done. We're gonna bait him, grab the rocket launcher, and he's dead. Blew him in half. All right, so now we're gonna head on to the final boss fight, which will give CJ nightmares, I am almost sure.
Well, threaten me with a good time.
So we are going to fight the final incarnation of G. He has mutated something fierce. So we're going to run here, and we're going to stand right around here and wait. Whoa.
What even? Who drew that?
Good question. All right, so we've got him at 20% health, which is the max we can get him before the final phase. So we're just going to sit here and wait for him to show us his giant eye and then give him the business. And that's time. Oh. Oh.
All right, looks like 5702.
That is
ballpark.
yeah, that's actually 2 seconds off of what my real timer says. Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Oh man, so yeah, this was very fun to do. I'm glad I got to show off the true ending to the game. Also, Yum, that's fantastic. I agree. Yeah, so we can skip this. See what the IGT is, 5440. So yeah. A fun little thing at the final cutscene is Sherry does ask you if Leon and Claire will adopt her. She's very excited and happy for someone who just watched both of her parents die in front of her. Very interesting. But yeah, so that was RE2 Remake. I'm so glad that I got to close this marathon, a Speed Ducks marathon again. I love being here. I love the fact that me and Clocky are kind of becoming a duo at the end of the event. Clocky being on Restream, of course, and me being as a runner, and then having 2 of my very good friends, CC and CJ, here with me. I always love having you guys here beside me. So yeah, that's it for me.
All right. We are going to take it back to an intermission one last time, but before we do that, Jake, thank you so much for being our closer. You always put on a good show, and I'm always glad that we can rely on you to be a good way to cap off a weekend of awesome fun and fundraising. So, thank you
Yeah.
again.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate it so much.
All right. It's getting late, but don't wait too much longer. Or, sorry, wait just a little bit longer. We're going to head out to intermission, and then we'll be closing out the show. Stay tuned.
All right, everybody. It's time. It's 2:30 for on the East Coast, and we the last every event that we've had at the end, I say a few words and I talk about that event in particular, and maybe there's like a theme. And for this one, I really thought about it, and I decided that I would tell you the story to the 22 people that are here, that school shooting the other day, when that happened and when I heard about it, I didn't want to do this. I didn't want to do this anymore. I didn't want to do this event this weekend. And I think some of you saw my tweet about it, but I was very upset and I was very mad, and I didn't really I openly wondered to everybody, like, what are we doing? Like, what are we doing? We're going to raise $4,000, $3,000. What are we doing? Like, I'm looking up videos about girls in Afghanistan that have to walk miles to find a clean drinking well. And this is what happens here, not in some place that you can't point out on a map. Me, I'm great at geography. But here in Texas and in our own backyard. And it happens all the time. And then I actually quit Twitter. I signed out and I was like, I'm done with this. This is so frustrating, and felt hopeless and didn't feel great, and I didn't feel great, and I kind of wallowed in it, and it was stressful all weekend. It really was. But one, I'm really glad that we did it, as always. Two, the thing that I focused on all weekend is how much every one of you puts into this. This does not, begin and end with, all the work that me and Quo and, Aries and CC do behind the scenes, the schedule, and the people that help me vet runners, and the people that watch runs, and the people that help me, get, and all this other stuff. It goes way beyond that. I mean, you hear every single person that comes through here. I spent weeks learning this game, or I learned this game for launch party, or there are runners who they practice incentives that they don't normally have, because we always ask for extra incentives and people don't usually have them. Or we're seeing like extra content that just whatever it is, whatever that is, or we're trying to find new ways to make the things we've already seen, or they make them interesting. And that's a lot of energy, that's a lot of effort, and more than anything else, I just wanted everybody else's faith to be rewarded. I wanted this to be successful, and I think it obviously was. I mean, who could be upset at $3,500? But yeah, I wanted everybody else's faith to be rewarded. You know, there is good in this world. I don't know that it's people as a group. I think we don't get any of it right, even the easy stuff. But people, individual people, you know, we're a bunch of people that we did this. You know, we gave up our 4-day weekend and did this. And, you know, maybe this isn't the full cost of a tanker truck in the Sahara of water. You know, this probably doesn't even cover the fuel anymore. But, you know, this is important. What we're doing is important. Everybody who dedicated their time and their energy before the event, during the event, after the event, you know, they deserve to have that rewarded, that faith rewarded, and they did. This was a great success. You know, you should all be really happy with that. And as a community, you know, we're small, but we're growing, and, you know, there's nobody I'd rather do this with or do this for than the 23 people that are watching right now. And the last thing that I'll say, I was so tired, man. If you think about it like this, we did Speed Docks Fishing Jamboree, then we did Ty right after. As soon as Ty was done, we turned Jack 2 around in 3 weeks, and then did this. You know, a week ago today, I didn't have anything done for the event. So, you know, like, I'm tired. I am tired. I'm so tired. But, you know, you guys make it, you know, worth it. You know, this is worth it. This moment right here where I get to tell you all that I'm proud of all of you, that's worth it. It's so worth it to me. I don't know what I did, or, you know, what I ever did right to deserve or to be here right now talking to you and saying the things that I'm saying right now, but I'm glad that I did it, because this is special. Yeah, that's it for me. So, CC, if you have anything, otherwise.
Yeah. You said that you felt hopeless after the things that happened recently, and I think, if nothing else, it's all the more reason to do stuff like this. You know, there are people out there that need our help, and we are small, but we can make an impact. $3,505 is not a small amount of money. You know, that can go a long way to helping people. And so I think that it's important that, especially in times of need like this, that we keep up the fight, you know? So there's that. One other thing that sort of struck me this weekend was I heard a few people saying, you know, things like, we here at Speed Docks, and not just me or CJ or Quo, but some of our hosts, some of our restreamers, you know, the mods, people in chat. They said we, us, our, right? And it shows me that people take ownership because they want to be a part of it, that we're doing something right, that people see what we're doing, they feel like they're a part of it, so much so that they can claim ownership. You know, I see in the chat, Speed Docks crew, right? But look at yourselves. Y'all are part of the crew. Maybe not in the most official capacity, but, you know, at the end of the marathon, when there's only 20 people left in chat, it's y'all. So,
yeah. And, of course, you know, this whole ship doesn't fly without everybody who, you know, does tech, because it's all well and good, man. We could have the best schedule in the world, but, you know, shout outs to everybody that does restream shifts. Shout outs to Quo. I mean, I can't tell Quo anything that he doesn't already know. But, you know, just like, it's just really special what we're able to do, and, you know, and everyone at NASA, you know, it just isn't, you know, we're hitting so hard above our weight, you know, we're really punching above our weight class here, and, you know, it's only going to get better. I'm reinvigorated to work on STAT 22 and make it bigger and better.
hell yeah. All right. Is that about it?
Yeah. Who are we raiding?
It's a good question.
I
don't know.
Tej is on.
You can raid Tej. Anybody else out there? I don't have any other speedrunners that I follow that are showing up.
Let's scroll through the Discord really quick. You just make some random user's day. HS Blue is streaming. I'm good with Tej or HS Blue.
Any preference? Does chat have any preference?
Chat, where do you want to go? I'll have worse nightmares than your Resident Evil 2 nightmares. Press F to doubt. Going for I to our world record? Oh, we have to go there.
YOLO.
I can't raid people anymore. Can you do it?
Sure.
I just did it, and it just eats my command. I'm not really sure.
HS Blue, any numbers?
No, I don't think so.
There we go.
Is it going?
It says it's working.
I guess I just don't see raids anymore in this browser.
I see. Well, one final word before we go, and that's thanks to all of y'all for, you know, for being here, for volunteering, for participating, for running, for, you know, spending your time and energy with us, and donating to our cause. So, thanks a lot, y'all. Until next time.
Yeah.
3505. All right, get your copy pastas ready. All right, y'all. Thanks for being here. And off we go. And we have raided. So, where's Clonky?
I think he gone.